There's 30,000 youth in Los Angeles incarcerated and or on probation in LA, meaning these are youth that are cycled through the system every single year. And LA has an 86% recidivism rate, meaning if a young person is released within 6 months, they'll be back in. And every day I see a new kid who was released last year back in again. And it is true, they cycle through, and what it feels like is there's some sort of, I don't know, it's like a production line, you know? And many of them aren't there on committing new crimes. Sometimes it's probation conditions that are broken, meaning miss a few court appointments or you don't go see your probation officer for whatever reason. You're not necessarily committing a crime. You're not committing a violent act or any type of criminal act on a person or place. It's just there are laws set up that the kids tell me are really extraordinarily hard to stay aligned with, which are their probation conditions. Going to school every day. There's truancies. There's maybe a drug test and they had marijuana in their system. They'll do 6 months. And the saddest thing to see is being at a facility and there's a 12-year-old coming in an orange jumpsuit with shackles, and he's there because he had marijuana in his bloodstream. And recently there was a young man that I met at one of the camps who was clearly had a mental disability, clearly, and kids bullied him and they were pretty rough with that kid. And I had an opportunity to sit down with him, and it wasn't in one of my classes, but I'd seen him around. I sat down with him and said, "Man, what are you here for? What are you here for?" He's all, and he was really soft spoken. He's like, "Yeah, I had a dirty drug test. I went to a party with some friends, and I smoked some marijuana, and I was on probation already, and I'm here. I'm doing 9 months." I said, "Really? I mean, there's nothing else that they could have done for you who shouldn't be here in the first place, because you're clearly not fit for this environment. It's just, no one is, but you should be somewhere else." And he's like, "I don't know. This is just where they sent me." And it's just I don't understand the process behind why they put certain kids in certain places. And not to say that kids don't commit violent crimes or crimes that are, that hurt other people. Of course they do. What I am saying is that the children in our communities are just a symptom for the issues that are happening in the community.